Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel and it's time to get excited. We're less than 2 days away from the big event. So that's the purpose of this video. You guys have a lot of questions, ranging from what time should I arrive to GameStop if I want to make sure I can get a console and how many consoles will GameStop have, to when I order online, who's going to charge my card right away, who waits till it ships to charge me, where can I pick up in store, what places will ship to my house? Is it better to use the app or the website to order online from these retailers? Who's the best retailer to try to buy from? Why is Amazon not doing pre-orders? And of course, the most important question, which is, am I live streaming at midnight on pre-order day? And the answer to that one is, of course. So make sure you're subscribed, hit the like button, and let's get right into it. So I'm going to answer every single one of those questions in this video in the first half, and then the second half of this video, I'm going to take you through the 4 retailers that are going to be selling them on the 24th. So that's Target, Best Buy, GameStop, and Walmart. Amazon is not, and we're going to get into that. And Nintendo, you have to register for to have an opportunity to do it on May 8th. So we'll talk about that, but again, we're not covering that in detail. The way I recommend you use this video is watch it all the way through the first time, and then come back here before pre-order, and there's timestamps. So you can look in the description at the different questions, and if you need a refresher, just go to that timestamp. And if it's after the first wave of pre-orders, remember, there will be multiple stocks of pre-orders. So you will have multiple chances to buy it before June 5th if you do not get it on April 24th. And of course, we're going to be talking about that as well. So this video should be valuable for a while. Even after launch for the restocks, it'll be valuable. So make sure you're subscribed. Smash the like button if you appreciate what I'm doing here, and let's get into the video. So first, let's go over what your options are for buying this. Target, Best Buy, and Walmart are all going to put their orders up at midnight Eastern time on April 24th, which is Thursday morning, but kind of like Wednesday night, right? Because you're going into Thursday. But that would be 11 p.m. on Wednesday Central Time, and it will be 9 p.m. Pacific Time on Wednesday, April 23rd. Walmart only offers shipping. You cannot pick up in store, but they guarantee delivery by 9 a.m. on June 5th, which is launch day. Best Buy typically does not offer ship to home for these kind of releases either, so it's only pick up in store. The good news is you can pick up at midnight on June 5th on launch day. Target offers both shipping and pick up in store. However, the shipping option almost always sells out instantly at Target. You have a much better chance doing in-store pickup, and you can pick up when stores open. Target is not doing a midnight launch for the Switch 2. Luckily, Targets tend to open pretty early, so you'll get it in the morning still. And then after those 3 go live at midnight Eastern, at 11 a.m. Eastern time, which is 8 a.m. Pacific or 10 a.m. Central Time, that's when GameStop will put their online orders up. And all of GameStop's online orders are only shipped to home. If you buy online from GameStop, you will not be able to pick up in store. The only way to pick up in store for GameStop is to pre-order in person at your store. And the in-person pre-orders are a completely separate inventory than their online orders. So the ones that they're going to be selling in their store, those aren't even going to be offered online. Those are a separate stock. And you will be able to pre-order in person at GameStop whenever your local store opens. So to sum that up, Target, Walmart, Best Buy, all dropping online only at midnight Eastern time. GameStop dropping at 11 a.m. Eastern time with in-person pre-orders, which you can only do this at GameStop. No one else is doing in person whenever your local store opens. So whatever time that is for you, that is when they're doing in-person pre-orders. Which leads me to the next question, because it's probably the question I've been getting the most, is how do you know how many units that your GameStop will have for in-person pre-orders? And what time should you arrive to the store to make sure that you get one? There's been a rumor going around that GameStop stores will get around 100 each. And while some stores might get that or might get even more, that's kind of a fake rumor, because that's not how it works. GameStops will give different amounts to the stores based on that store's sales. So basically the population of that area, how much that store sells. So every store will be different. But you can find out exactly how many your store is getting by going to your store when they close on Wednesday, April 23rd. Because when they close, the employees will put up a piece of paper on the door. They might do this before close if you're lucky, but if you want to be safe, just wait till they close. Go to the store. They'll have a little piece of paper that'll say exactly how many Switch consoles they have. It'll be how many of the regular Just to Switch, $449, and the Mario Kart World Bundle, which is $499. They might add like some accessories and things like that of how many they have, but obviously, if you're just trying to focus on the console, that's what you're looking for. I'm coming back after editing, and there was a rumor that GameStop is going to do this very differently, and they're not going to put the things on the door, and the in-store pre-orders is just going to be all from its own stock. So it could, if there's 200 people waiting in line, those people will get 200. If there's another store with 20, those people will get 20 until the allotment for all the stores is gone. So they're all sharing from one pool is the rumor. So I'm putting that in here just in case that happens, but it might still be the old way. And then as to what time you should show up to make sure you get one, do you have to camp out overnight? Well, that's going to be based on how many units that store is. If you live near a couple GameStops, it'll be worth it to go around to a few of them and see how many each of them are getting. And then my best advice for this is before you go to bed, drive by either your local GameStop or a couple of GameStops and see if there's anyone outside camping already. For example, if your store is getting 80 Switch 2s total and there's already 45 people there when you drive by at 10 o'clock at night, you're probably going to have to start camping out there, midnight at the latest. But if you drive by and your store is getting 120 units and there's only 4 people there at 10 or 11 o'clock at night, you're probably okay to show up at like 6 or 7 a.m. So you're going to have to make that call for yourself, use that judgment. I can't tell you specifically for you, but I can tell you to show up when your store closes so you can find out exactly what you're working with. And I hope you find that helpful. When the employees arrive before the store opens, they may hand out tickets to everyone, but until the employees arrive, you kind of just have to count for yourself. Luckily, it is a limit of 1 per person as it is at every retailer while the pre-orders start. So it's not like you're going to get there and there's going to be 35 people in line, but 40 consoles, and you're wondering, what if someone buys more than one and I don't end up with one? If you do the count right, it is limit 1. Now, when it comes to who I think will be the easiest to get it from or who I recommend you prioritize going for, it actually depends on your situation because there's a couple of factors and I'm going to explain that. But also, if I just recommend one, then everyone that watches this video will probably go for that one and it will probably make it harder. So here's the thing. Since 3 of them are going at the same time, Target, Best Buy, and Walmart, you're going to pretty much prioritize those 3. And then if you don't get it at any of them, you can try for GameStop later in the morning. So we really don't have to rank GameStop because that will be your fallback option. If I had to rank GameStop, I'd actually say they're pretty good. They've implemented a lot of things on their website. They've added a queue system that they never had back in the PS5, Xbox Series restock days. But regardless, it's really the other 3 that you're going to have to prioritize. Believe it or not, I would put Walmart probably first because Best Buy is doing that midnight launch day pickup. That is probably going to be the most popular place to pre-order from for the average consumer, especially because Amazon's not an option. A lot of people just kind of have a bias against Walmart, so they won't go for it. And the fact is, Walmart has a queue system that works pretty well. You're getting guaranteed launch day delivery, and you don't need to be a Walmart Plus member. You don't need to be a paid member anywhere for any of the pre-orders, which is fantastic. Best Buy also has a queue system, but it's kind of trash. And their queue system, when their website starts getting flooded with traffic, which it absolutely will be, obviously, everyone's will be on pre-order day, it becomes impossible. And it's so frustrating because they say, you're in line, please wait. But it can stay like that for 10 to 15 minutes. And so people get frustrated and start refreshing. And without realizing it, they're kicking themselves out of line. You can get lucky with Best Buy, but you can also get absolutely screwed over if you count on it. So I would put Walmart first. Target and Best Buy are about the same because Target has its own host of issues as well. But at least Best Buy does have a queue system, which is supposed to prevent the bots. They just can't handle the traffic very well. Obviously, you want to go for all 3. Anywhere you can get through and place an order is good. Let's say you're someone that really wants to get it from Best Buy for that midnight launch. Well, I would still go for all 3. And if you end up checking out on Target, keep trying for Best Buy. And if you get it from Best Buy also, wait a day, make sure it doesn't get canceled on you. And then you can go ahead and cancel your Target order. So you can pre-order from multiple places. And then if you get the place that you want, cancel from the place that you don't want. To keep this video as short as possible, I'm just going to let you know that Amazon and Nintendo have been having a lot of disputes. They basically got beef, and so don't expect Amazon US to have any Switch 2 pre-orders, even though Amazon in every other country is having Switch 2 pre-orders. That could change. There could be negotiations going on behind the scenes, but for now, Amazon US is out, so we're not talking about them. You want to order directly through Nintendo. You can register on Nintendo's website and possibly get picked. And if you get picked, you'll get an email on May 8th. The link for that, along with all of the other links, is in the description, so you can check that out. To buy it through Nintendo, you do have to meet the qualifications, and it's not guaranteed even if you do make the qualifications. So I recommend trying to pre-order from a retailer, and then if you're lucky enough to get selected to purchase it through Nintendo, you can cancel your retailer pre-order. And that actually leads me into my next topic, which is which places are going to charge you up front and which will wait till it ships. And I actually have a trick to share with you here that will let you pre-order it from any place, no matter whether they do that or not. So here's the bad news. Everywhere is going to do a pending authorization. What that means is when you go to pre-order it, the full amount will be taken out of your bank account, no matter where you order it from, but then returned to you either the same day or a couple days later, and they're not actually charging you. That's them asking your bank to make sure you have that money available. So you do need to have that money available, no matter where you order it from. The exception to this is if you pre-order from GameStop in person, they will just require a deposit, which is typically either $50 or $100. Here is the workaround, and that is to use PayPal to check out connected to your bank account. If you use a debit card and there's not that much money in your account, it's going to get declined when it tries to do the pending authorization. And if you use a credit card, that's the other workaround. As long as it doesn't exceed your credit limit, you'll be fine with the credit card as well. But if you don't have the money, what you can do is use PayPal, which is linked to your bank account, not linked to a debit card. And if your bank account lets you do overdrafts, it'll overdraft your bank account, but then because it puts the money back in, you end up being okay as long as you have some kind of overdraft forgiveness. So that is my pro tip to people that aren't going to have the money available. Use PayPal, make sure you have some kind of overdraft with your bank, and connect the PayPal to your bank account. Amazon was the only retailer that won't do anything like that at all. And in the past, both Target and Walmart hasn't done that to me, but they've started doing it now. Best Buy has always done it. So if you want to risk it, Walmart or Target would be the ones I prioritize, or even GameStop when it comes to the next day. But Best Buy for sure will always do that pending authorization. All right, so that's it for the Q&A section of the video. However, the next part where I walk you through Best Buy, Target, Walmart, and GameStop's online ordering processes will still answer a lot more questions. So if this is your first time watching the video, make sure you watch it all the way through. We're gonna kind of rapid fire these to keep the video around 15 minutes, and obviously we've used up most of that time. But if you want a very detailed process for each of these retailers that actually shows you the website functioning, in the description I've linked my old PS5 buying guides, and those videos are only 6 minutes long. So if I included all of them here, this video would be, 30 to 40 minutes. But if you want to go in and watch those, just an extra 6 minutes of your time for each one, I highly recommend that. But I'm going to go over the highlights right now to wrap up this video. Obviously, this is going to go for everywhere. You're going to create an account, make sure you put in your shipping info and all your payment info so it's ready to go. Also, make sure if you're going for Apple Pay or PayPal, which is much better because it processes your payment on PayPal's servers or Apple's servers instead of the retailer's server. So instead of Walmart's server that's getting blasted with traffic, it'll actually process through a different server and let you check out much faster. Make sure you have PayPal and Apple Pay saved to your phone and your browser, not just the website. Most of the websites don't let you save PayPal. They just let you save like credit cards or debit cards. When it comes for Walmart to do their pre-orders, don't be constantly refreshing, because if you refresh too many times, it'll block you when it's actually in stock for pre-orders. So what you want to do is start refreshing the page maybe 15 to 20 seconds before midnight, but not anymore. And you don't want to be clicking it super fast. Just maybe once per second, so you don't get blocked out. Walmart uses a queue system, so you're going to be sitting there refreshing, and as soon as it says you're in line, your work is done. It's still very stressful, but you don't have to do anything else. You just wait there and wait for your turn in the queue. Now, whether the website or app is better, I find the website tends to be a little better for Walmart. However, you can get a different place in line on the app as from the website. I would be using the app on your phone and the website. And then lastly, the great thing about Walmart is you can refresh the website, but you can't refresh the app. So if you're going for the website and the app, you want to be refreshing the website. And then as soon as the website lets you in the queue system, then go to the listing on the app. Since you couldn't have been refreshing that, just go to it right then. And then that will also get a place in line. For Best Buy, the website is definitely better than the app, but like everywhere, I recommend using both the website and the app at the same time. But if at midnight you're going for Walmart, Best Buy, and Target, you're only going to be able to focus for your phone on one of those. I would focus on either Walmart getting an extra place in line or focus on just trying to get Target to work as opposed to Best Buy. I wouldn't even try the Best Buy app. That's my personal advice. Best Buy, like Walmart, uses a queue system where once you get in and you're able to hit the add to cart, it'll say, please wait, and you'll get a random spot in line. What's very frustrating about Best Buy is it can stay like that for like 10, 15, 20 minutes, and people start getting frustrated. So they refresh or they try to leave the listing and come back, and that resets your whole place, and you've wasted everything you've been waiting for, and now you probably are guaranteed not to get one. So my biggest tip for Best Buy is when you get the please wait, do exactly what it says and just wait. If you're lucky, you'll get through. If you don't end up getting through, it's not because you did anything wrong, as long as you just waited. It kind of sucks. After you get past that please wait, if you're lucky enough to actually let it add to cart, remember what I said, they only do pickup in store. At that point, you're going to choose which store you want. However, sometimes Best Buy will say that there's none within 200 miles of you. If that's the case, leave the Switch 2 in your cart, and every couple of minutes, try to change the store again, because Best Buy will do waves where even if it doesn't work right away, 5 to 10 minutes later, when you go to select the store, all of a sudden that stock is there. It might also ask to send you a code to verify you're not a bot. It'll ask if you want that code sent by email or by text. Always choose text, because the email can never show up or take 10 minutes, but the text is always instant. So obviously you're going to want to choose to get the text message if it asks you that. Target doesn't have a queue system. It's kind of the wild, wild west. You're just trying to buy one. However, it's still pretty good against bot protection because, like I said, it's a limit of one, but it's pick up in store. But obviously, remember I said the ship to home option from Target sells out really fast? That's what gets botted. So you're always better off doing pickup in store from Target. And this is one where PayPal, Red Card, or Apple Pay works so much better than using a debit or credit card. So I cannot suggest that enough. Remember, you can't save those payment options on Target, but if you save them to your browser and your phone, then it will still remember when you go to check out on Target. To do the pickup in store, after you add it to your cart, you'll go to choose a store. It might show you stores that are in stock, but won't let you select them. If that happens, you're not going to panic, because you watch this video and you know, go back to the Target homepage, change your home store to the store you saw that had a lot of stock that you were trying to switch to, and then go back in. And this time, since it defaults to your home store, it'll already be set to the store with stock. So if it gives you that weird glitch that stops so many people, because you're prepared, you'll be able to add it to cart and hopefully check out. And then for GameStop, like I said, they have a queue system now, so it's kind of different. Like all the other retailers, I would try going for the app and the website at the same time. However, one little trick for GameStop is sometimes if the app's not working, which it is way better now, but if actually going on the mobile website from your phone can work better than the website on your PC or using the app on your phone. So keep that in mind. And also keep in mind for GameStop in particular, don't use the Twitter, the links you see on Twitter or the links you see in my descriptions. Don't use the links you see massively shared, because for some reason that can screw with GameStop as well and give you a bad place in the queue, or just not work at all. It'll show out of stock when it's really in stock. When it sees all that traffic coming from one source, it doesn't like that. So the way to go around this is go on GameStop's website after you get off this video, type in Switch 2, find whichever bundle you want to buy, and save that link. So when it comes time for GameStop, you're using your own link to access it. Of course, I'm going to provide the links. And yeah, some people that use my links will be fine, but you'll have a much better chance if you just generate your own. It's going to be crazy at midnight on launch day to try to keep track of all this. But remember, you join my live stream and I will tell you which websites are failing, what you should stop focusing on, which ones you should go to, which payment methods are working the best, which strategies are working the best. I will coach you through it, and so will the chat in that live stream. We're like a community, and it really increases your odds to attend the live stream. So it's going to be happening at midnight Eastern time, Thursday the 24th. Join my live stream. If you subscribe with notifications on, you'll see the live stream well in advance. You'll see the start time for you. I hope to see you there. This video was really hard to keep, not super long. It obviously went over 20 minutes, but I put a lot of work into it. The first draft was an hour, and I made sure to cut any fluff I could and make it as concise as possible. So if you appreciate that, please hit that like button. I will see you in the live stream. I'm so excited. And yes, this video is done. All right, guys. See you there.